Right, here's another video coming your way. Here's what we worked on last time, right here. And this should work just like this. I messed with some of the variables a little bit. It's going really fast today, but I believe that's the original variables I set with was fives. I could be wrong. I might change them again. I also changed the screen a little, dimensions, because this is just what's more comfortable for me on my computer. You can have whatever you want. You can actually have the screen super big if you wanted to. Right, what I really wanted to work on today was functions. So before we move into that, let's create a quick title page. Let's go right here, call it title page. Alright, so this one, when you're creating a title page, you can do it in a number of ways. What I'm going to do is just do a while loop. I can hit that H, it'd be fine. You know what? Kind of just typing without thinking. Let's see, let's do this. Let's create a new variable called like title page. Let's until that equals true. So start it at, or how about we make it false? That doesn't really matter how you make it, but yeah, if you make it false, it might be easier. That way, you go straight into the title page. Let's create another variable up here, global title page, and make it equal true. That way, when the game starts, you'll see it's true. Open up the title page, and until it becomes false, you can leave that title page. One thing I'm not doing is I'm not really saying what all these do. It's not really a good idea. And you know, I kind of remember what they do, but for other people, so they don't forget, or for especially for the beginning programmer, it's always best if you kind of like leave a little caption of what they do, or a little comment. I don't know what you really want to say. Title page variable, I guess. I don't really want to go in depth with comments. Alright, now you can basically put a picture in here. For me, I don't have a title page picture right now. I didn't think about making one, especially since I don't really know what the final thing is going to look like, and I don't really want to go and spend a bunch of time just making a title page. That's up to you. I'm just going to throw on some text. We still need to do the whole flip thing. Since it's just a title page, you don't have to clear the screen, but if you really want to. And then just text. Now this game for me is called Retro Space. You can call it whatever you want. It's your game. The one I'll be making is actually quite fun, Retro Space. One thing I forgot is positioning it, so I'm going to position it right in the center. And this is going to be 325. Okay, and what these do is it's going to center it, so if I run it, which you won't. Well, look at that. You didn't want to go. Huh. Got this all confused. Well, that's true. Well, that's true, they'll run. So when it becomes false, then it won't run. So there we go. So that's all it is. In my original game, let me just run real fast. It just looked like that. Nothing exciting. And anything I post with Mojo Studios is basically under copyright, thanks to don't know what it's called. I guess it's like a copyright license that I end up buying. It's not really that much, to tell you the truth. Okay, so there we go. One way to do this. There's several ways to do this actually. One way to do it, which is just a quick, simple way, is actually just get rid of all that. Flip it. Actually, yeah, we can still clear it if you want. Tap in wait key, and then at the bottom put title page will equal false. Now what that does, it's waiting for the user to push any key, and it'll actually leave the title page. See, if you move it, everything works fine. A good habit to get into is always type in flush keys at the end of a loop or at the end of most commands. What that does is it clears any memory that you hit any key on the keyboard. That way, if you push an extra key like the space bar, since the spacebar isn't being searched for, it doesn't have any type of check. In here, it's going to check if you push the spacebar. So while you're shooting, if that's going to be your shoot button, and it'll shoot right when the game starts. And you don't really want that. You kind of want the game to start new after the title page, not hold on to buttons. I mean, really, it's up to you. It'd be pretty interesting if you wanted to keep that for whatever reason, but a lot of times I've noticed in games where if you pause it and you hit like the A button if you're playing like a Nintendo game, and you get out of the pause menu for like exit, your player just randomly just jumps right after, and that's because they're not clearing all the keys. Alright, so let's create our functions. Functions are pretty simple to work with. I don't know if I actually went over functions. Can't remember. I haven't watched all the videos. But anyway, this function is going to be called control. And you just type in function, call it whatever you want, an end function. And functions you usually want at the bottom of your whole entire program. And the cool thing about functions is if you have different loops going on, you just got, instead of having to recopy the entire code, which I'm actually just going to throw all of this right inside here. And since they're all globals, they can work outside the loop and always keep their value. Anyway, instead of having to retype all the chunks of code, you just gotta type in this right here into different loops. So if you want the sim controls in a different part of the game, that's a completely different look where you don't want to have this background showing. Maybe not this player, maybe a different player. You just gotta do this controls. And the game will work fine. It's a good way to organize your code, but we're going to be using functions for a special reason. We're going to be using it to spawn enemies, which will be pretty cool, but we're not going to get into that today. Well, I'm not actually sure. I can't really say that since I always just wing this. So, I mean, this actually went by pretty quick, so there you go. Functions can be quite useful, especially to organize your code. One way I like to organize my code is usually put this right here, so I know a bunch of lines. So right here is my main loop. Alright. Alright. And then, so even if you don't want all this right here, you can honestly make a function for absolutely everything in your game. Let's paste that. So we can even get rid of this and paste it down here. And we can call this function, let's see, draw images. Doesn't matter what you call a function, it's your choice. As long as you declare it, you still need to declare it. It's one thing I've noticed in my in the club I teach is when we were working with functions, big confusion was why wasn't it working after you just put it down here. It's because they weren't declaring it up there. Because most people think if you type it up once, the computer's gonna automatically just put it into perspective for your game. But no, you need to declare it because functions are outside the loop. The program's not going to actually loop any of this until it gets declared. So it actually just goes right here, looks at all of this, doesn't really save it, and just ends. So, and especially when the computer's looking through loops, it gets stuck in a loop. So when the computer's reading, it starts from the top, goes here, goes to the title page loop right here, and gets stuck inside here. It doesn't even go beyond this point, so it has no idea what's going to go on next until after you leave the loop. So if you were to declare certain variables that you only want to appear later in the game, you usually want to do it after that point instead of declaring it up here if there's no reason to. It also just save up space. So if there's some images in the game, for instance, for our title page, you're only going to need to use this image once. So if you're going to draw an image, go down here once it's done and type in free image, and right here we want to type in the name of the image. So if the name of the image, for example, was background, you just type in background, and that will delete the background from the RAM. So when you're not holding on to a bunch of images that you don't really need, that way you have a nice smooth program going on. Now let's run it again, and you see everything just works the same. Everybody's favorite thing to do is types. The video's been going on for 10 minutes, so let's just start up the types right now. And once again, I'm going to leave you with an assignment. Let's see, what's the best way to do types? Right, up here. And the reason why I'm organizing everything this way will come into perspective later. I'll explain why. It's in case you want a loading screen. If you have a lot to load, I'll teach you how to do a loading screen, which is actually pretty cool. No one likes a loading screen, but you want a nice, smooth game. So loading screen is sometimes necessary. So in types, you can't load. You can't really put into a loading screen. It'll just give you an error. So let's see, type. And this one's gonna be our bullets. So just call it bullet or whatever you want to call it. It's up to you really. And then end type. And create the fields. This one's gonna be the X. And then we're gonna have the image because I want different types of bullets being shot. And then there you go. Alright, cool. So once again, a little bit of homework. If you don't know how to work with types, watch my older videos because I know I go over this. And I hope I go over how to shoot bullets. If not, then I guess you're going to learn in the next video. So stay tuned. Like I said, if there's anything that I'm kind of going too quick with, just please tell me. I'll be sure to make a video that kind of helps you out with that. And also, so that way my videos are really specific and people don't get lost. Because I really don't want people lost, and I really want people to understand why this stuff works. Because right now, like I said, this all should be reviewed, but I can't remember what I went over because it's been such a long time. It's been December, 6 months since I did my last video. So, alright guys, see you later.